Okay, what do we got here? Besides being the last day of our 90s plus heat wave, hazy, hot, and humid in the Garden State of New Jersey, we have Saturday afternoon, June the 1st, 2013.
April and May sort of went so fast.
Oh yeah, June the 1st, 2013.
And we went right from winter to summer. No spring.
Now, right. Now I figure since the good thing about a heat wave is what?
The good thing about a heat wave is it ends.
The end of it. No, besides having the door shut and the windows shut tight and no au naturel for our show, I would figure it would shut out external noises from annoying people and dogs barking, but I just heard this little freaking dog barking.
Somewhat.
So it doesn't end, man. It just doesn't end. Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Progressive Discussions. Yes, this is Progressive Discussions, and I am your host, James P. Madonna of Mega Life 21, the hardest hitting internet talk radio station on the planet. And we are coming from the Newsletter Censored Research Center in northeastern New Jersey, and I will formally and properly and professionally, if you want to call it that, pipe aboard my illustrious co-host and mentor aboard our progressive liberal pirate ship.
It's not a starship?
You know what? They did use the bosun's whistle in Star Trek. You know what?
When the Admiral was piped aboard?
Yes, besides it being June the 1st, okay, it is the official beginning of our upgrade from a progressive pirate ship to a progressive starship. Starship, Captain.
Going where no man has gone before.
Arr, Armenian, welcome. Want the rest of it?
No, I gotta save my voice.
I totally modified and overhauled the levity bells. They sound louder than ever. These are old-fashioned jingle bells that I ring anytime something funny is said on our show, which is totally spur of the moment, and totally unrehearsed. So you never know what is going to be said on Progressive Discussions. Totally ad-libbed, no script. I know others have said, oh, you got to do what the mainstream media does. You have to have a structured show. You have to have a list of questions for guests and for your co-host. You have to have everything pre-planned. The studio has to be professional looking. Oh yeah, guess what? Guess what, jabronis? They also have sponsors that tell them what they can say and what they can't say. They have station managers and they have corporations that are advertisers that do not give you a total free forum in which to speak. Okay, let me do my, and man, is it a heavy-duty monologue this week. All right, let me get right to it.
Heavy duty, man. Heavy.
Oh yeah. Now, a friend of mine, a Brazilian woman who is working in Spain because she gets paid euros, she informed me today that European jobs are now paying a lot less, just like American jobs.
Yeah.
In her words, she's getting paid shit. Now, it doesn't surprise me that European companies are picking up the bad habits of American corporations and companies. Doesn't surprise me.
They're forced to.
They are?
Yeah. Through America forces them.
Interesting.
IMF, World Bank, etc., etc.
So this is part of the Chiselers Hall of Shame. Shame on you, European companies. I thought you're supposed to be like nice and be kinder and gentler than American corporations, but apparently not, Dr.
No, it's all a race to the bottom.
Yeah.
To
Oh,
get
I
the
forgot-
cheapest wages possible
I forgot
in
to
every company.
the
I mean, country.
In other words, buy low, sell high, get things for nothing if you can. The devil's economics. I forgot to announce my partner's name. Oh my God. The Reverend Dr. William J. Eisenman, founder of Newsletter Censored in 1977. How are you feeling this week, sir?
Not too good. I am PO'd really
about
against
something.
Microsoft.
Ah, Microsoft strikes again. This is the third time Microsoft and Windows have reared its ugly demonic head in the Chiseler's Hall of Shame.
Something was working perfectly, properly, intuitively, etc., and they change it all.
Even what is it? Microsoft Office 10
2010, yeah.
2010 does not have some of the features for convenience that the old Microsoft Microsoft Word 2003 had,
Yeah.
or maybe 2007 might have had it too. So 2010.
And it has ads on it.
Oh really?
While you're trying to type, it's got stinking ads on it.
Even
And you can't get rid of them.
even Microsoft Word has ads. They bombard you with advertisements.
On the right-hand side.
Less features.
More crap.
More crap and ads.
Yeah.
Shame on you, Microsoft, Windows. I always hated you. I always hated and despised Bill Gates' douchebag face. He's a sleaze. Go Linux Mint. The new Linux Mint 15 has been installed by our official IT director.
Did you see what he said last night?
Linux.
Every time he has to work on a Windows machine, he cringes.
He cringes. Yes, so Linux 15 upgraded from 14. Now, Fox News, a gentleman, and I use that term very loosely.
Hey.
You could tell this is a stage name. Mr. Eric Erickson says...
Sounds like a Viking,
Yeah, Leif Erickson.
you know?
Or is it Life? Leaf?
Life.
Jump in the Yemeni.
No, that's a Swede then.
Oh, I'm
well, they're
sorry.
Vikings too.
You know the difference between the Italian meatball and the... now I'm talking Italian.
And the Swedish meatball.
Well, the Swedish meatball is a meatball in brown gravy,
And it's smaller.
and it's smaller, like a golf ball. Anyway,
Oh, it's smaller than a golf ball.
really, like a mothball,
Like a grape.
like a grape.
Yeah.
Fox News, Eric Erickson says, and I quote, "The rise in female breadwinners will destroy society as we know it." This is Fox.
Yeah,
It's not us, it's Fox.
Women should remain barefoot and pregnant, or as, you know, I had a friend once who said the job of a woman, okay, is
Yeah.
to clean toilets
Oh gosh.
and give blowjobs. Period.
Well-
But the Republican conservatives, of course, they want women barefoot and pregnant and in the kitchen.
Well, didn't Newt Gingrich want to make the children of food stamp and welfare recipients clean toilets and become custodians in
Sanitation engineers.
the
one of them
school?
will be, yeah.
Minors,
Minors.
mind you, in the school system. Yeah, that was Newt Gingrich. Yeah, to pay for their big whopping food stamps. That all the waste in military spending in the Pentagon could easily pay for all the welfare, all the social programs, all the food stamps in existence. If you trim the waste out of the military alone, it might even pay for the deficit. Who knows?
Well, yeah, of course. Hey, it's almost 50% of the budget.
Right.
Some say 60.
You know, I'm telling you, capitalism. You know, Reagan used to say about the Soviet Union falling. He used to say, "I told you, capitalism does not work." You know what?
Does work.
I mean,
Communism.
I'm sorry. He says, "I told you, communism does not work." It's the opposite. It turns out capitalism is becoming more the devil's economics as the weeks roll by.
Well, it has always been, but it's been covered over because in America,
Propaganda.
well, in America though, the right wing embraced capitalism and believed it has something to do with religion and democracy.
Oh yeah, they love to.
They can't be separated.
Oh, no.
Really? I point them to Red China.
Why do they shove their cultists, fake religion down people's throats, children in schools' throats, even taxpayers that are not Christian, that might be atheists, that might believe in the real God of the Bible and not Satan like Republicans do. But no, they want to mix church and state, and they want to shove it down your throat like a bunch of fascists. You know, like the Inquisition. Now it's time for the real Hall of Shame. Whoa. Now, take your digitalis and hold on to the edge of your table so you don't pass out. A lovely corporation, which I believe is, I don't, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's an American company, Nestle's CEO, Peter Brabeck, is trying to buy out and control the world's water supply, drinking water supply, and he claims that water is not a human right. I thought it was the property of God. I thought water was here at the beginning of time when life began on earth.
Corporations own everything.
Even what God created, they own, right?
They own the commons, they own the water, they own air. They own air.
So water, H2O, or as Ed Norton and Ralph Cramden used to call it, HO for short, H2O, HO, the absolute essential to life itself, more important than food. A corporation under capitalism, this piece of demonic piece of shit, this greedy scumbag, Peter Brabeck, Nestle's CEO, says that water is not a human right. I guess water is not a right of any creature on this planet, according to Peter Brabeck.
No, he wants to own it.
He mentioned he wants to privatize absolutely everything.
Correct.
How greedy can a human being get?
Well, now let me tell you another side.
I bet he's a Republican. I bet he's a Republican.
Another side of Nestle. Nestle buys their chocolate from places that deal in child labor and slavery.
I knew you were going to say that.
And
Really?
they don't care.
Oh,
They
don't
put out propaganda that, well, they don't know what goes on in the companies that they buy the chocolate from. They are demonic, as you said before. Demonic.
Well, Kathy Lee Gifford was crying, saying, I had no idea children were making my designer clothes in Central America.
Of course not. You didn't know because you didn't pursue.
So, you think maybe there were crocodile tears, or maybe she didn't know because she didn't investigate and didn't care to investigate?
That's correct.
So, do not buy.
Plausible deniability.
Boycott. Please, por favor, boycott.
Pour some more.
Pour some more. That was Red Fox from Sanford and Son. Boycott all products made by Nestle's, including any other companies they may own in addition to the mother company. Boycott Nestle's. Peter Brabeck, a big shame on you. You are a big, high-ranking demon in the newsletter censored Megalife 21. Chisley's Hall of Shame. I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Pantheon.
Pantheon.
Pantheon, where all kinds of gods are represented. So demons
That's right.
also have their own pantheon.
The Greek, the Pantheon was like near
That's the Parthenon.
The Parthenon, Mount Olympus. Okay. I think I saw a movie, an old movie with Steve Reeves on the back of Pegasus flying up.
Flying the horse, yeah.
Well, he was visiting the gods up there.
Oh, nice.
You know, and they had angels singing oh, as he was landing. You know,
playing harps all day, floating around on clouds.
Oh, like the evangelicals think is going to happen. They're going to get saved.
Their idea of heaven.
But they're going to get saved. Their asses are going to get saved from the tribulation, and they're going to get raptured up in the sky. Lucy in the sky with diamonds. So that's it, man. Peter Brabeck. Now for the pièce de résistance.
Anybody who's interested in what I said about the chocolate and everything, go to YouTube and find out the child labor and slavery in the chocolate industry.
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
By Gary Null, by the way. Excuse me. Gary Null put it up there on Facebook.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
But it's YouTube and it's by someone else. They had hidden cameras and all that stuff.
Check it out, people.
Check it out.
Research. Do your homework. Now, for the real humdinger of Chisley's Hall of Shame. And this involves the major popular charities that are almost household words. Do not, and I repeat, do not donate, do not give to the following charities. And I will mention why. Write this down. Number 1, the American Red Cross. The American Red Cross CEO Marsha Evans is paid $651,957 per year, not including expenses. All right, and that's pretty nice. You figure it's a charity. It's supposed to consist of volunteer work to help the needy that need the donations that you're donating.
I guess she's needy.
She's needy. She needs $651,957 a year, not counting expenses. All right. So Marsha Evans of the American Red Cross and the American Red Cross, shame on you. Second inductee. No, actually, the third inductee because Peter Brabeck was the first.
Ooh.
No, actually, no, I take that back. Microsoft was the first.
Yeah. There's too many inductees.
Wait a minute, they're all over the place. Mike, wait a minute. Eric Erickson, for making an asinine statement on Fox News, that's the first. Second inductee was Microsoft, with particularly Microsoft Office 2010. All right.
And Windows Live Mail.
Windows Live Mail. European companies paying shit salaries. Anyway, number 2, the second company do not donate to. The March of Dimes. Only 1 dime on every dollar goes to the needy.
Oh, God.
For the March of Dimes.
They used to be so good back in the 50s and 40s and 60s. In Pennsylvania. It was the March of Dimes who paid for people with polio who had problems. They bought them their whatever they needed back then.
I mean, just picture it. For every dollar you donate to the March of Dimes, only 10 cents goes to the needy. And the 90 cents, who the hell knows where it goes?
Administration costs and the CEOs, etc.
Yeah, the mysterious administration costs, and of course, gotta pay those CEOs most of the money you donate, right? The paper pushers. Number 3, do not donate to the United Way.
That's always been in trouble.
Yeah. President Brian Gallagher receives $375,000 per year as a base salary, not including benefits. All right, and they were involved with a scandal or two in the past. All right, so United Way, shame on you. Brian Gallagher's particularly, shame on you. All right. Number 4, do not give to UNICEF.
Oh boy.
Now,
that's United Nations.
yeah, UNICEF CEO Carol M. Stem gets paid $1,200,000 per year, not counting expenses. The expenses includes a Rolls Royce, and with UNICEF, less than 5 cents of your dollar goes to the cause.
Oh my God.
See, it's getting worse. Less than 5 cents on a dollar. So shame on you, UNICEF, and shame on you, UNICEF CEO Carol M. Stem.
See, this is what they do. They put the cronies in positions like this, give them jobs and all this other crap. Oh, that's what they do.
$1,200,000 per year as a salary, not counting her Rolls Royce, not counting her expense account.
Right.
Despicable, obscene, unbelievable.
Is it any wonder why there's no money down below to run the economy?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Now, okay, number 5, Goodwill.
Oh boy.
Yeah, Goodwill.
That's for the blind.
Goodwill Industries.
Yeah.
CEO and owner of Goodwill, Mark Curran, spelled capital C-U-R-R-A-N, gets $2,300,000 per year as a salary. And I'm not done yet. This is the last one, but this seems to be the worst. Okay, after getting $2,300,000 a year, CEO Mark Curran receives, he sells donated items for a profit and pays nothing for the donated items. Okay, his employees are paid minimum wage, and he gives, when it's all said and done, 0 money goes to help anyone. Stop giving to this man. Stop giving to Goodwill and this crook.
Scams, all of them.
This scammer, this sleazebag, this demon. Mark Curran, CEO and owner Mark Curran. Now do you know why I'm always bashing CEOs and despising them so much and calling them demons? Now you know why. Incredible. Do not give to these charities. Boycott their products if they have any product. Well, in the case of Nestle's. So that's it. Do not donate. American Red Cross, March of Dimes, the United Way, UNICEF, and Goodwill. Yeah, Goodwill. Goodwill to Mark Curran. That's where the Goodwill is going.
Goodwill is like a what they used to have back in the 60s and 70s, sheltered workshops, they called them. And the disabled and the blind and everything worked in those things. They were paid by piece or cheap, whatever, supposedly to train them to go out into the world and get a regular job so that they can be taken off benefits.
I know a disabled gentleman that used to work in one of those workshops, and of course they were paying him crap. And then and some of them that did exceptionally well, they got him a fast food restaurant job, a hamburger flipping duties, and they were paid. Of course, when they go there, they're paid minimum wage. But get this, in the sheltered workshops, the gentleman told me that he was constantly yelled at and browbeated to produce more, faster.
They do that.
And he wasn't even getting minimum wage. Talk about slave labor.
Well, of course, yes, of course. That's
why the hell should you move faster and do better if you're getting next to nothing?
Because that's not the object. The object of these things is to get the people off the rolls.
The dole.
Okay, the
The dole. You
dole.
mean the dole?
The
They
dole.
want they want
Because-
they want to get you off of social services. They want to get you off of unemployment benefits.
So they get you a job. When
Oh.
you have a job,
Oh, a job.
What
What about a job?
you are no longer disabled and you are no longer due benefits. Period.
And if
That's the law.
and if it doesn't work out for you in the job, even if
Tough. You have to reapply.
even if it's a part-time job, and you try to go back to get this to regain your social services again, your welfare, they tell you, oh, but you were gainfully employed. Yeah, I was gainfully employed.
So you weren't.
But I'm disabled, and the job, I couldn't handle it. The job didn't work out,
Tough.
and they let me go. Mr. Caseworker, they let me go.
Tough.
Yeah, but what do I do? What do I do?
You got to reapply and wait 6 months or a year, whatever. Okay, pal.
That's how it works.
That's how it works.
And that ticket to work and self-sufficiency is a trap. It's a Republican trap to sucker people on disability, SSI, whatever, sucker you into thinking if you work part-time, your check is safe. You will not lose your benefits. It's a lie, because once you work part-time, even though you can't survive and support yourself on a part-time job with the cost of living, you can't do it. Even if you have that chicken feed job, paying job, they consider you gainfully employed, and it's an excuse for the conservatives to take you off of welfare.
That's right. The law is a Social Security law, and the law that is KIDA. KIDA versus the Office of Workers' Compensation, whatever. This law has to be repealed. Because the fact of the matter is, it's a bookkeeping thing to say that if you're working, you're no longer disabled. Well, I got news for you.
Yeah.
And I've used this analogy before many times.
Right.
Supposing you're a person who doesn't have any arms and legs, but when Steinbrenner was alive, he says, hey, I'll give you a job as second base for the Yankees.
Yeah, you're working for
Well,
the
now
Yankees.
you're gainfully employed. You're no longer disabled. But when you go home at night and look in the mirror, you got no arms or legs. You're still disabled.
And you got dimples where all the
spikes.
all the spikes from the cleats from the baseball shoes on, and beat up. See,
It's all crap.
they just don't care. And these jobs, the average job in the United States, whether it be full-time or part-time, is way, way below the cost of living.
Well, you see what happened to the auto workers. They're no longer making $30-some. They're making $16. That's what happened.